You have to take advantage of the chart of Micron Technology. Today, we analyze Micron Technology. We take a look at a higher time frame and we determine exactly where Micron Technology will head next in the near future. If we start the analysis here on the monthly time frame, the first thing which we have to do before we look at market structure is determine the underlying trend. On Micron Technology, this is basically extremely textbook because, as you can see, starting back in 2018, Micron Technology actually established a significant uptrade. Marked up in green, you can see the creation of textbook higher highs, and now marked up in red, you can also see the creation of textbook higher lows, and therefore Micron Technology for the past almost decade has been clearly trending towards the upside. If we now look at market structure, this uptrend has not been unexpected at all. Also starting back in 2017, Micron Technology first of all created a significant lower support trend line. Always when Micron Technology retested this lower support trend line, we saw bullish confirmation followed by a significant rejection away towards the upside. The last clear retest of the structure happened in end of 2022 when Micron Technology was also retesting previous resistance, which after the break towards the upside was turned support. Back then, I published a bunch of analysis explaining all the reasons for which I do expect a significant rejection away from this confluence of support, and voila, we saw a move of plus 200%. You can furthermore see that just 3 months ago, Micron Technology once again retested this lower green support trend line. Once again, it was a confluence of support because we also had a clear horizontal structure exactly at this psychological $70 level, where you can clearly see back in the end of 2021, this was acting as support. After the break towards the downside, it was acting as resistance in the end of 2023. And since Micron Technology was approaching this confluence of support from above, obviously, both structures were acting as support. We then saw bullish confirmation. I once again published a bunch of analysis back in April of 2025 explaining all the reasons for which I do expect a strong move towards the upside. And so far, Micron Technology is perfectly adhering to my analysis and is up 60% over the past 2.5 months. Finally, where is the end for this move? If we actually go ahead and duplicate this lower support trend line and we connect all of the previous significant highs, you can see that we do get this rising channel formation. This upper resistance trend line has been acting as a quite strong resistance for the past 8 years, and honestly, just following these previous impulse correction and impulse behaviors, I simply do expect another retest of this upper red resistance trend line. This would mean that Micron Technology rallies about another 80 to plus 100%. Yes, we do have a short-term resistance exactly at this psychological $150 level, which is simply the previous all-time high. But you can see that always in the past, when Micron Technology actually approached the previous all-time high, we immediately saw a strong breakout, and I simply do expect the same thing to happen once again. If you enjoyed today's analysis of Micron Technology, I really appreciate if you smash the like button below. The moment we have something interesting, and also the moment Micron Technology actually retests the previous all-time high, I will immediately publish another analysis in order to keep you updated. I will see you tomorrow with a fresh breakdown. In the end, just make sure you're looking at the overall picture, you don't get caught up in any of the short-term volatility, and you manage to keep your long-term vision.